What's going on, guys? Got a quick video for you tonight. Do me a favor, please take a moment, hit the like button, as well as subscribe to my channel, of course. I welcome your criticism down in the comments section, and as this video is going to revolve around, I ask that you follow me on Twitter. My username is ShutdownSafety. Josh Davis on Twitter, JPDavis1982. Some people have a preconceived notion, or maybe their interactions with him have been different, that, you know, he's kind of an EA follower, an EA fanboy. I don't even like using that term, to be honest with you. Personally, I've never had anything but creative conversations with the guy about what's wrong with the game. And sure, we don't share the same opinion at all times, but that doesn't mean that I don't respect his opinion, and he really does seem to respect mine. One thing that he's very good at is going right to the devs with my videos, for better or worse, and asking for their content or their comments or how they feel about it. And that's exactly what happens here. He takes my last NCAA video, sends it right to Clint Owenberg, and asks how he feels about my breakdown of the run-blocking NCAA, and he also comments that apparently I seem skeptical about changes going forward in the game. So this is kind of where things get interesting. And initially, I didn't pay attention to the way that things were written, maybe as much as I should, but more importantly, I feel like this is kind of a microcosm of the sim football community, both positive and negative. So Clint responds, "Can't please everybody, can't fix all bugs, I wish it were perfect every time, but it's not. Welcome to football." I don't respond to this. I'm actually at work during this entire conversation, but that's beside the point. You'll see my responses later. Now, the conversation turns to, you know, somebody that wanted to take a cheap shot and say, "Welcome to life," and then there's a little bit about all the announcements coming out for Madden 25, but then Smitty chimes in with exactly, exclamation point, exclamation point, "This isn't Pleasantville football where every play is perfectly executed. Many mistakes made." And then Smitty follows up with, "Football is a chaotic sport, but miscues happen every game. Gotta make a distinction between flaws in the sport." Now, someone in between this, and this is where I talk about the microcosm of the community, mentions Colin Kaepernick and his tattoos being in the game, which, as always, some, you know, sim gamers get angry about people that look for that in terms of realism. But it is something that the community wants, and we can't ignore it. So I can respect the fact that it comes up in this conversation. Now, another person on Twitter, Derek Jordan DJ81, who I've done videos not about, but had, you know, criticism videos go back and forth, makes a comment that from his view, I didn't follow my blockers, which caused the play to break down the way it did. And then he kind of makes a comment that I'm not a running back, whatever the case is going to be. You know, to me, anybody who watches the play knows that the blockers went in opposite directions, so I don't know how you can follow a blocker when they both split. Interestingly enough, I think it's the comments that Smitty made that are so telling. I mean, first of all, I don't know where Pleasantville football is. Maybe it's the fictional high school he played football at, but I think that's where it's comical to me that he could not draw the line between what was criticism and what was bashing the game. And that's what makes the next set of series of tweets and conversation between me and Clint so powerful. So I basically respond to Clint that I hope he understands that me breaking down the gameplay like that isn't anything personal against him. And that I don't see that play being executed correctly, and I would appreciate his breakdown of the play in terms of how it's realistic. His response to me was that he would be happy to do an interview with me after the game ships, and he doesn't dispute that it's a bug in the game. In fact, he goes on to defend the game slightly and say, "Do you think I designed it that way on purpose? I didn't. Does it happen a lot?" So to me, that's kind of what I've wanted from EA for the longest time. There's a direct ownership of the problem. There's an admitting that there is a problem. And then there's a willingness to fix it. He doesn't come back to me and say, "There's nothing wrong with the game. I don't know what you found. I'm going to ignore your video. Have a nice day." Now, to me, the telling part is he continues to agree that it's not personal between me and him, despite what other people try to want to make it seem like. He agrees that, in essence, we're on the same team, trying to make an authentic football game. And then he also appreciates the fact that I shed light on it, and he's going to look for it going forward, not just with NCAA, but with Madden 25. Now, my question to you, the community, is why is it that when a problem is brought up, before the game developer agrees that it's a bug and a glitch, understands that it shouldn't be designed that way, and questions how frequently it happens, do other people in the community blindly defend the game in a way that the developer and creator is not willing to do? To me, that's a part of the problem. Before Clint even was able to respond to what I said to me directly, he already had 2 or 3 people, and in one case, a prominent member of the community, not just defending the play, but making it appear that I was being unrealistic and negative in my interpretation of the play. So I'd really like to know what the community thinks about things like this. But I found it ultimately unbelievably ironic, the responses of those people, and honestly, to date, what is the most respectful and authentic response from an EA developer I've ever received. And as we're talking about that, you have to remember that I've lended myself to probably 400, possibly 500 breakdown videos, disregarding my work with other channels, well over 1 million views as my channel starts to eclipse that number. So I hope you guys don't take this as a rant video. I hope you don't take it as a negative video, but I hope you take the facts that are presented here and ask some people some questions and try to understand why the community isn't on the same page and why we can't all think alike when obviously the developers and some of us are like-minded, yet there's a few people that want to play in between those two and run parallel and make everything seem negative and against EA when that's not what it really is. Because to me, that stops the progress long before it can ever happen. That closes the door before it can ever be opened. I appreciate you guys taking time to check out this video. I'll be back in the week with more content. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Thanks for checking this video out.